All right, so we're getting a close-up shot of the build site here, and I'm not using the mic right now, so we have a bunch of ambient sound. But it is about 11:25 in the morning, a.m. If there's too much wind, let me know, and I will use the umbrella to block off some of the wind coming from the east. The wind's coming from the east. The purpose of this shot is to show how active it is here at the build site compared to the launch site. Over at the launch site, we do see people moving around, but over here, it's almost as usual at the build site. We got more people over here. Hi, Tony again. Great. In the background, in the very center of the screen toward the back, looks like they're pouring the some type of concrete. I heard something about a second tower. A second new tower, so maybe a third. We have the high bay, we get the mega bay, and maybe there's going to be another tower back there. Go get it. Nice to see you. Go get it now in the chat. Good stuff. And the second thing is they just moved the Nosecone. That Nosecone that was sitting outside yesterday. Just now this morning they moved it in to the high bay. Yep. This piece over here is a new piece that wasn't here yesterday, but the over here, this piece was over where this piece is now yesterday. So the view we have right now of the two buildings here and the one building here may get closed in with another building right over here. Another big bay. Paul Shields, nice to see you. Good. I don't typically get a lot of video from the build site over here, but there is stuff going on. As far as live streaming, I don't do it that often. So we're here in South Texas, at the almost next to the border here, next to the Gulf of Mexico, and there's another SpaceX location west of here. McGregor, I believe, is west here, still here in Texas, and then there's the other location out in Hawthorne, California. But this is one of the bigger locations here in South Texas. I think they also have a place over in Florida too. They're building the other two towers over at the Kennedy Space Center. But this will give you an idea of how much traffic is here on a normal day at the build site. about at least every 5 seconds or 6 seconds, there's some type of vehicle passing by normally. But this is a one-way road to the beach, to the Boca Chica beach. It's down to the right. And so it's kind of a dead-end road, unless people are going to drive along on the beach. So all the traffic we see coming in has to go back to the left and go back to Brownsville. Johnny says they haven't even started to build the high bay at the Kennedy Space Center yet. Interesting. Yeah, I hadn't heard of any buildings from down there. Interesting. Thanks, Johnny, 3 on 3. The weather here is partly cloudy. I would say mostly cloudy here at Boca Chica. Weather is 78 Fahrenheit, 26 Celsius. We had a few sprinkles earlier today. It hasn't turned into rain yet, but we could get some rain today. The wind is from the northeast at 8 miles an hour, 13 kilometers an hour, and the humidity is 88%. 88%. Ophelia, nice to see you. Charbel, nice. Yeah, maybe I'll go get some Chinese food later today. Thanks, Charbel. You made me salivate there a little bit. Alan, good morning. Yesterday I got some video of the rocket over there on the pad. It has at least, that's the video where it says at least 4 of those engines on it. So this has at least 4 Raptors, maybe 6 installed on that rocket back there. And the other one next to it is kind of the one in the center is kind of a new one that they just rolled into. This one in the center is still on I believe it's still on a transport stand with some SVMTs. So those are the 2 videos I did recently. Hey, Michael, good morning. Jason M. Schmidt, good stuff. Yeah, I would like to know the decibel and pressure levels from the 420 launch, says Jason, good stuff. This is looking toward the Boca Chica beach. It's toward the launch site is this way here. And see if I can get it in the shot. There we go. Right over there is the launch site. It's kind of 2 miles down the road. But maybe it'd be worth walking around one of these days back toward the Rocket Garden and get a shot of the building of that, if I can, from the road back there. Either that or get a straight-in shot of with the Nikon from what they're doing over there as they build that complex. They always have lots of these cylinder containers over here, and that's always surprising to me to see them all right over there. And they're making a lot of them. Charbel, if you go to the About section here at the YouTube channel, there's a link to the Space Ocean Corp website, and in the nav menu on that thing, there's a link to the team and also an Enceladus page. And so I'm not sure if I'm going to be here till the launching of humans to Mars. Maybe. We'll see. I'm planning to launch a ship to Enceladus, but one of the cool things about what we're doing, in addition to what SpaceX is doing, one of our scenarios for a ship is to pay SpaceX for a smaller, a mini Starship, cryo ready for to land on a moon over at Enceladus. What we saw with the launch of the Starship booster, integrated Starship booster, we saw a lot of debris getting sent around. I wonder how it would do with the landing on an icy surface ocean moon. Maybe the thrust used to slow down on the landing of a surface at 11% of gravity on Earth. Maybe that would be enough to melt the top granite-like ice on a negative 200 Celsius moon and help our mission in a certain type of way. So maybe landing on one of these moons with a Starship might be beneficial to turn some of that ice into a liquid, and all we're looking to do is to store about 100,000 gallons of water. And if we can simultaneously melt the ice while we land our ship, and maybe as a ship falls into the liquid ocean, as our ship lands from the propulsion heating up the surface of the moon there, maybe we could land into the ocean on Enceladus, having created the liquid pool of water with our landing craft, and then just pump it into our storage containers and then take off soon after that or something. It's an interesting concept. But anyway, we're looking at maybe paying SpaceX to create a lander for us, and maybe that'll be a mini Starship in our first scenario. So if that turns out to be the case, maybe we would launch it from here at SpaceX. Launch it from SpaceX. Once it gets into orbit, either have it leave the cargo bay in space and get refueled, or maybe it would launch from the Earth and just go on its trajectory all the way to Enceladus. So, but as far as SpaceX to Mars, there's a good chance I'll be here if it's in the next 18 or so years. So it's 2023 now, 2041. If they're launching to Mars in 2041, I would probably be still around and show up for that event. Yeah. Jason Schmidt says he'd like to study the magnetic fields connecting Enceladus and Saturn, especially during cryovolcanic activity. Yeah, I've looked at some of the maps, magnetic gravitational maps of Enceladus and Saturn, and it looks like on the south side of that moon is you got a lot of magnetic Gaussian type stuff coming out southward, and not so much from the north. And maybe there's a lot of particulate or stuff, magnetic gravitational from Saturn hitting the moon and coming out its south side there. Pretty interesting. Yeah, me too. Charbel says they're launching to Mars in 2026. Awesome. Awesome. But as far as launching humans to Mars, wonder when that will happen, right? Maybe in about 18 years, 2041. Probably, the Martian. Charbel, no, I'm not volunteering for an assault. I've got this company here, Space Ocean Corp, my company. We are launching a private mission, funding it through investors and other means. So we're a team of 13 people right now, and we're probably going to expand to about 90 people by September. and we're composed of engineers, scientists, business people, and you know, that type of crowd. So we're building out the team. Looks like they're bringing in some landscaping plants and things. They've landscaped the area down in Boca Chica village very nicely, and I've done some of that too on the Space Ocean property. Dakeenan asked how many workers are on site. I saw something recently about close to 2,000 workers. I don't know how many are here right now, but maybe. You know, on the SpaceX website, it says around 4,000 people, and I've heard quotes of on all the different SpaceX locations around 10,000 or so people, but probably a couple thousand here at the Boca Chica place. I know if the launch site were like here at the build site right now, then we would maybe say 2,000 today at this moment. But since it's just the one site, maybe it's down to about in 35% or maybe 40% of that 2,000. So maybe about 800 people, I would assume, around that today. But probably normally on a normal average work day here, it's about probably 2,000 people, 1,700 to 2,000. Sorry. Charbao asks about after they do the successful launch, what would be next before they could do humans to Mars, right? Yeah, so they're developing the craft itself, and I've heard about the human lander system and all that, but the insides of the craft, the cabin and all that, they could probably take it from some of their other aircraft and some of their other rockets. But the inside, they have to develop the life support systems. Jason says, still thinks Titan would be better than Mars for colonization, except it's slightly colder on Titan. I gotcha. Johnny says, SpaceX has a contract with NASA to demonstrate orbital refueling in 2023. Oh, wow, 2023. I didn't know that was happening this year. That's cool. You know, I know there are several contracts you can get from the government which will pay you to develop certain technologies. So if they got that orbital refueling contract, then they're actually getting paid to develop it, and that's a great way to do business. So congrats to them, and look forward to seeing that happen in space, refueling, because we're gonna need that on any deep space mission if we're doing anything larger than a small satellite. Sherbal says, orbital refueling 2023 for orbital refueling, unmanned Mars moon by 2024 and manned by 26. I like it. Sounds good. We'd like to do a Space Ocean Corp and sell this mission by 2028 to 2030. 2028 though. Martian says maybe 2028 for the human one, huh? Gotcha. There's an item here on the site I've been meaning to put into a video. I've taken video of it, but I haven't really, I haven't put it in a video yet. And that is this type of circular thing behind over back there. There's like a circular or a round top item. And I've done some kind of close-up shots of that, but it's an interesting structure. It's like a dome, some kind of dome structure back there. If you're just tuning in, looks like they're putting in concrete back there for maybe another high bay or mega bay type structure. And looks like they did move the nose cone into the high bay over there. Yeah, it's this is from the public side of the road, Max. And Mega Bay 2 says James. Good stuff. I like the name. Charbel says that is the top of a fuel tank over there. Oh, interesting. Okay, cool. Yeah. Some other days when it's real sunny out, it's bright, but right now everything is overcast. I want to also mention there is in some of the movies, some of the people talk about, you got to pray for rain and stuff like that. And, after the launch, we had a few days of heavy rain, right? So I believe that's related to the emotions and everything else. So it's pretty interesting how that happens. When a sad thing or a large event takes place, sometimes you'll get rain afterwards. And it's been said by some people over time that maybe it's because of the spiritual connection and all that kind of stuff, that you get rain when people pray and things like that. So if you were praying after the Starship launch and booster and that everything would happen, maybe that's why it rained. So your prayer was good. The prayers were good because we got a bunch of rain. So. Okay, I'll wrap it up in a few minutes at the 25-minute mark. Okay, Decat Win says they should start mass producing stage 0. And if there were 2 or 3 stage 0s on Starbase, we could get to Mars within the first time window. Decat, yeah, that's an interesting point there. I know down to the left at the old Massey gun range, they have another Starship. So I'll turn the camera here. That's I believe this is the NSF vehicle here. That's the spaceflight.com. But down this road, a few miles, maybe a bunch of miles. I don't remember how far it is, but is the old Massey gun range that SpaceX bought, and they have a Starship over there, down there, vertical. So that could maybe turn into a second launch site, possibly. I know it's far-fetched, and haven't heard anything which would indicate that, but that's the only other location here, like another stage 0 location that possibly they're looking into building out. Alan, no, my fruit trees and things are banana trees. All the others are good to go. It's far enough from the launch site that I didn't see any debris over there. Thanks for asking. Yeah, the Starship 29 cone, is that the name of it? Is already, yes, it's already in the high bay. They moved it in this morning. Yep. Spock X. That's a good name, Spock. Save the Developer asks, what's the mood like? Are people sad about the pad? Yeah, I don't know, Save the Developer. Haven't talked with many people. Yes, people are would have liked the launch to go all the way and make it to Hawaii, and the booster to touchdown in the Gulf of Mexico would have been the optimal, most awesome scenario. But yeah, I think some people are sad. I put out a video yesterday, kind of a fun video. I didn't want it to. It turned out the way it did, but it was a good video, and some people mentioned that it was a nice, happy video, and I'm happy. And let's just see where it goes. Is my take. Okay, I'm gonna end the stream unless there's any other great stuff going on. Sir Spock. Jill says apparently Massey's gun range is where they've been doing crowd testing, and maybe they're building it up. Yeah, I saw some cranes go there recently. Yesterday there was a whole stream of vehicles that went to Massey's gun range with a large yellow crane. So yeah. All right, so I will catch you on the next video. You can contact me by email or leave a message in the chat, etc. My name's Paul Mamakos, and I'm a space enthusiast, and happy to be here checking it out. See you soon. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Da-dum, da-dum.